Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Drayhon, back once again with another Dungeons & Dragons character conversion. Today we are tackling the first of two Halloween specials. Once again, we are taking a look at the horror icons known as the slashers. This year, for our first entry, we are taking a look at Charles Lee Ray, also known as Chucky from the Child's Play franchise. I'm sure you have seen the movies. I haven't, but I do know enough to be able to make a character. Charles Lee Ray. You know what? I'm just going to call him Chucky from now on, since that's his name when he's in his doll form. So Chucky was a petty criminal who, oddly enough, knew some voodoo magic. And he was nearly caught by an officer, and after being gunned down, on his last breath, he transferred his soul into a children's toy, a doll. I think it was known as the Good Boy franchise of dolls. Anyway, not the point. He transfers his soul into the doll and wants to get himself a new body, to transfer his soul into a new person. And his target is a child who ends up purchasing the doll, coming into ownership of it. And he goes on a little bit of a murdering spree, as slashers do, in order to make sure that he gets this boy's body. And that was his whole shtick for like 3 movies, I believe. He gets a girlfriend who ends up putting her own soul in a doll. They get a child of their own. A whole bunch of weird stuff. He also ends up multiplying his soul somehow. Anyway, I have plans on seeing the movie. I have the collector's edition, so I'll be binge watching those movies as soon as I can. But the point is, I have done some research, and here is what I have come up with for Chucky. To start things off, we are using stats via the point buy system. Our lowest stats are going to be intelligence and wisdom, both at 10. Strength is next going to be 12, though I could honestly make it lower. I am not going to. Dexterity will be a 13, with Constitution and Charisma both being a 14. Race is going to be Warforged, because of his doll nature. It's a doll. It's constructed. This will give us a +1 to our dexterity and a +2 to our charisma. We get constructed resilience, sentries, rest, integrated protection, and specialized design. This is technically the only race that I know of that would actually work for Chucky. Oh, well, there is one more. The Auto Gnome, found in the Traveler's Guide of the Multiverse, Unearthed Arcana. Roughly the same thing as a Warforged, but these guys are made by gnomes. And they have the ability True Life, which actually fits with Chucky's whole shtick. So we're going to go ahead and say he's an Auto Gnome, but if your Dungeon Master does not like Unearthed Arcana, then you're going to have to go with Warforged. Just ask if you can be small. Moving on to background, we are going with Criminal, obviously. For proficiencies, you get Deception and Stealth. Tools, Leatherworker's tools, and Smith's tools will be just fine for this one. Features will be criminal contact. Chucky actually does have criminal contact. Well, he did in the first movie, but supposedly, if I remember the scene correctly, I did get to see this one scene, nothing else, but he does kill his criminal contact. He also has his wife in future installments, so I guess that could also count as criminal contact. Moving on to classes, we're starting things off as a rogue, because that's what he started as. He's a criminal, so yeah. You get a 1d8 hit die, you get 10 hit points to start off with, which is pretty good. For skills, just grab Intimidation, Insight, Perception, and Athletics. For expertise, Intimidation, and Insight is what I picked, but I think Deception would be a better fit. I forgot to change this when I was transferring from the next one. Sneak Attack and Thieves' Cant are your other features. Now, whether you are making the original Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, or the remake of Child's Play's Chucky, you're going to be using the same class. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't truly matter what subclass you use, because there are two that can fit. But you're going to be using this certain class. Chucky gets his powers from his soul from the original, and the new one, the remake, is an AI, a rogue AI system, much like William Afton. So, with that being said, since he gets his powers from something that isn't really him, you're going to need the Warlock, more specifically, the otherworldly patron known as Ghost in the Machine from the Modern Magic's Unearthed Arcana. This will get you Information Surge for your main ability. You use Charisma for your Pact Magic. Now there is another patron that you can use. This is mostly for the remake version of Chucky, as because someone actually recreated the Unearthed Arcana's Modern Magic into their own homebrew system, the Modern Handbook. I don't remember who made this, but the Modern Handbook is actually really good, and I like it. But their patron is not Ghost in the Machine, but the Super Intelligence, which is artificial intelligence, which makes sense for the new Chucky doll from the remake. Your otherworldly patron, the Super Intelligence, gives you Supernatural Hacker and an AI Servant. This actually fits in well with the original Chucky as well, since that Chucky was able to multiply his soul into other Chuckies, and supposedly the remake Chucky can do roughly the same thing with its own rogue program. It's actually very similar to William Afton. Anyway, other franchises aside, let's move on with the next one. Rogue level 2, Cunning Action, is your ability. Warlocks at level 2 get Eldritch Invocations. Beguiling Influence and Devil Sights are going to be your more prominent ones. Anything else is really up to you. Rogues at level 3 get the Roguish archetype, and Chucky is a slasher, so killing things is going to be his top priority. So Assassin, you'll get a bonus proficiencies in the Disguise Kit and Poisoner's Kit, as well as Assassinate, and you also get Steady Aim. Warlocks at level 3 get a Pact Boon. Pact of the Talisman is probably going to be your best bet, since the only weapons Chucky really uses are what's on hand. And, well, Talisman seems kind of voodoo-y, so we're going to go with that. Level 4 Warlocks get an ability score improvement. We're going to increase our Charisma by 2. At level 6 Warlock, we get a new ability from our patron. Ghost and Machine gets Wire Walk, and the Super Intelligence gives us Digital Connection. Wire Walk is a little bit odd. Doesn't really fit too well, but we're going to need it. Need the Warlock levels. Level 8 Warlock gets another ability score improvement. That'll be level 20 on your ability score improvement will go into your charisma, making it a 20. Getting tongue-tied all of a sudden. Alright, and unfortunately, that's going to have to do it for us today, my dear viewers. Now, I'm sure that there is something that I'm missing, like a spell you're going to need. I believe the one you want is Magic Jar, which is going to require, I believe... Oh, what was it? It was the Mystic Arcanum. I think that one starts at level 11 Warlock. But the one you want is the 7th level spell. I can't remember, though. But Magic Jar is very close to what you're looking for Chucky. At least the original version. As far as the remake goes, well, that's up for debate. Because I don't exactly know that Chucky's intentions. But Magic Jar might actually fit for it as well, because of its rogue AI system being able to transfer to another Chucky doll. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and end it here, my dear viewers. I do hope you enjoyed. Tune in for Thursday's video where I'll take a look at the next Halloween build. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be one thriller of a time. Because we'll be taking a look at Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I'll see you then, viewers. Until next time, this has been Drehan, and I am offline.